Hi, hello, it's me, Amanda. Welcome to my channel, Gracefully Goofy. I've been trying to put into words exactly what it is I want to convey, and sometimes I get a little bit lost in the sauce, so bear with me. Today I want to talk about chronic conditions, trust, and what it is I want to do moving forward. And a pilgrimages plays into this, I promise. Might seem a little convoluted at first, but trust. Okay. This morning, I kind of had to question myself and almost put myself in check. Like, hey, what are we doing here? This isn't who God says you're capable of being. What are you doing? And yeah, let's get into it. This morning I was at a doctor's appointment to get a biopsy done. No, I do not have cancer. I have a chronic condition that has been persistent for well over a year. And I have a specialist or a team of specialists who are working on treating that. However, in my course of treatment, one of these specialists says, hey, this should be resolved by now, but it's not. So I would like you to be checked for an autoimmune disorder. I was officially diagnosed in December of last year with an autoimmune disorder. We'll keep it short at that. Anyway, this morning I was at my doctor's appointment waiting to be biopsied. And I put my things down on a chair, and I noticed that there were several chairs, and it kind of reminded me that most people who are going through these sort of medical treatments and getting these procedures done typically go there with support. They go there with their partners, their friends, or their family. Well, I am very single. My friends work, and my family lives too far to just come for a doctor's appointment. That's kind of silly. I wouldn't ask that of them. And so, in truth, I was having a little bit of a sad girl moment, like, oh my God, I'm so alone. And then I was reminded of an experience I had in Spain where I very much was having a difficult time. So there's a stage of El Camino de Santiago towards the end of the trail that's over 20 miles. I don't know the exact distance because my Garmin was telling me one thing and the app that I was using was telling me another. So let's just say a little over 20 miles. I had never in my life walked 20 miles in a day. And so the following day, I was incredibly sore, very grouchy, and I had developed these massive, I mean, massive blisters on the bottom of my feet. And I had other blisters elsewhere, like on the sides of my toes, and it was just gnarly looking. And I was incredibly grouchy that day, the following day, meaning, and I was slow to start. I was in pain. Every step hurt. I know I signed up to go, so bear with me. With El Camino de Santiago, you get what's called a pilgrim's credential, and every day you are required to get a stamp that you are on trail. And the closer you get to Santiago de Compostela or the cathedral, you are required to get 2 stamps if you are within the 100 kilometers of qualifying to get the pilgrim certificate. It's like a thing that they print out, and it determines if you're a pilgrim of faith or if you're just doing it for distance, whatever your case may be. I am a pilgrim of faith, and my hard copy of the certificate hangs above my bed. because I like it. Anyway, my stamps, I'll show you some of them without doxing me. Okay, stamps, and more of them, and then this is the map of the routes you can get, or you can take to get there. Anyway, the day after the 20-something mile day, I was sore, grouchy, whatever. So to get my first stamp of that day, I walked into this little church, and I basically was bitching and moaning to Jesus, pouring my heart out and basically complaining. And that's not funny, but it's accurate. It's true. I was complaining, and I was like, God, I hurt. My body hurts. I don't know if I can do this without you. And I even pulled the card of, Lord, you made a way for me to be here, and I don't know if I can finish this without you. I need to know that you are with me. And so I got my stamp, said my prayers. I left that church, and within 50 to 100 yards, there's this little tiny convent, and basically there's a garage and like a house above it, and in this garage there was a nun, a folding table, a stamp that I didn't need, but stamp, I think they had like fruits, snacks, whatever, and water, and like little prayer cards. I really wish my cat would stop licking the plate in the other room, because I'm probably sure you can hear it. He's moving it across the tile floor. Anyway, there was a nun there, and I began talking to her, and she'd asked me where I was from, and I told her I was from California, and she's like, oh wow, how far? And as we were talking, she looks at me, says, are you alone? And given the conversation I had just had with Jesus, I kind of scoffed a little, and I said, yes. And she says, no. Crosses her arms across her chest, and she says, con Dios, which means with God. And at that was like my real-time confirmation that God had heard my prayers, right? And that they were answered. Like, yeah, I'm with you. She just confirmed it. So then I began crying. I don't mean like a couple tears. I was bawling. And this woman came over and hugged me. And honestly, it felt like I was hugging Jesus himself. It was so pure, so loving, and it felt like the entire love of God was pouring into me from this woman. And then I even questioned if I was actually hugging a human. I digress. That's not the point. After that, I had this profound knowing that I wasn't alone. And when I was at my appointment this morning and I was feeling sorry for myself, I reflected on that moment that I had in Spain, and it's like, you might feel like you're alone, but you're not, because he is always with you. He has always been with you through your worst days. He was there. And so I started thinking about like where that trust went. Like when I was in Spain and doing my pilgrimages, I had this immense trust in God and in myself that I would be able to fulfill what he said I was capable of. And I will be honest, when I got home, I kind of like slacked off a lot, and I wasn't as disciplined with the things that he said I was supposed to do when I got home. And we can get into that at a later date. However, it does require me to trust myself as well. And then reflecting this morning after I left my appointment and, had this moment of clarity, where did your trust in yourself go? Like, I had to ask myself that. Like, you were so sure of yourself when you were in Spain. You were so sure of yourself when you were in France. You were so sure of yourself when you were in Italy and when you went to Rome and you walked through all of the bronze doors of the papal basilicas and you went up the Scala Santa on your knees, your faith and your trust in yourself was unshakable. Where did it go? And I had to be honest with myself and answer. I lost trust in myself when I was diagnosed with lupus because I felt that my body was at odds with itself. There wasn't a central agreement in what it is my body was doing, because if you're having your body basically war within itself and attack healthy tissue, or what should be healthy tissue, where's the trust in that? And so the last few months have been kind of struggling with that, knowing I have this autoimmune disease. I didn't know I had anything. I knew I had my infection, but I didn't know that the other thing was present. So where do I go from here? How do I cultivate and restore that trust in myself? Because I never lost trust in the Lord. I lost trust in me. And how do I build and maintain trust in myself to do the things He says I can moving forward? That's where I want to go with this channel. How do I get to the place where I'm doing what He has called me to do and trusting myself at the same time? So I will be on this journey of building trust with myself. What does that look like? Being consistent in the gym, being consistent in activities that are going to contribute to things He says I can't do, right? I don't really want to discuss what that is right now, but it's an endurance-based thing. We'll just go from there. So yeah, join me as I build trust in me and deepen my trust in the Lord. If you want to. If not, this isn't the channel for you. And maybe I'll sprinkle in some other things pictures, little videos, tidbits about other things I've experienced in life, pilgrimages included. So yeah, join me or don't. That's okay, because I'm not doing this for anybody but an audience of one. Anywho, hope you have a great day. May God bless you.